Sure I am.
Okay.
Yeah. We're speaking with Senator James Lankford and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Gentlemen, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, a lot going on in a very short amount of time. Let's go to, of all places, Afghanistan first. Thoughts?
Yeah, obviously what's going on is a mess right now. There was no real sufficient plan to be able to help pull people out. There was a plan that was already in place. In fact, Mike Pompeo was part of actually making that plan, but that plan was junked, and then instead everything got reversed. And what happened was we should have been keeping the Taliban at bay the whole time rather than pulling out rapidly and allowing them to advance. When they started advancing, we should have pushed back immediately and they would have stopped. Instead, when they advanced, we just backed up and started retreating. And as soon as that happened, it started being a race to the exit at that point. And that's a really terrible way to do it.
Secretary Pompeo, what did get blown over as far as protocol and all the things you'd set up?
Well, the most important thing that was upended is fear of United States power. Right, this was an administration that decided that they were going to beg and the Taliban to give us free passage, to let us out of our embassy. We, for months and months and months, as we drew down from about 15,000 American soldiers to about 2,500, we made clear, you touch an American, you kill an American. Frankly, if you scare an American, then we will bring the full force of American power against you. And that model, this model that President Trump and I had, delivered the stability and security that America needed as we began to refocus our mission set in Afghanistan and deliver security for the American people. When you pull that pin, when you tell the Taliban, no, we're in a hurry, we're going to get out, we're going to pull our military out, even before we have the thousands of American civilians who are on the ground out, you see what you get. You get a run on the house. And now this is a very dangerous situation with at least thousands of American citizens who are struggling to figure out how they're going to get out of this country. It didn't have to be this way, and it's very sad that it is.
We're hearing from both sides that this was handled completely wrong. What would you do if you were in the position to advise the administration today on how to fix it?
So that's hard to know because I don't know exactly what they've done, but suffice it to say, it is still the case that America has the capacity to impose its will on the Taliban, and we should be prepared to do that if they do things that are inconsistent with what America needs. There's two pieces to that. One is we've got to get our kids home safely, our contractors, the Americans home safely. We've got to do our best to help those who we promised could come back to the United States as well. We've got to get that right too. But then we have to make sure that we're thinking about the long-term challenge to continue to protect America. We're now less than a month away from an anniversary of a tragic event that happened in New York City and in Pennsylvania and in Washington, D.C. We can't let that happen from Afghanistan. Today we had a plan to reduce the risk that something like that could happen again. And so whether that's, I don't want to go into too much detail, but whether that's intelligence resources or other resources we need to protect America, we should always be courageous in doing that.
The Taliban's talking. The Taliban's talking about, it's going to be different. Things aren't.
Yeah, stop. These are butchers. I met with them. I was in the room with them. It were some of the most difficult meetings for me personally and emotionally. I knew exactly who I was sitting across the table from. These are evil people. The world is filled with evil people like this. America has a responsibility to take the noble, the good, and protect them and preserve them. We never trusted them. Look, when you end a war, sometimes you have to deal with these bad people, but we always knew that what they were telling us was almost certainly a lie. So while we were working to come to a common set of understandings, we always knew that this was about verifying, making sure that the real actions matched the things that they promised us they would do. And frankly, when they didn't, we imposed real costs on them.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.